And guess what? The birthday boy is joining us today. Happy birthday, my
Oh,
friend.
thank you very much. Where in the world did you find all those pictures?
We will never tell.
Wow.
No, it is a snapshot of your life, though. And a large part of that life spent right here.
Oh, absolutely. This is home.
Yeah.
This is really home. It's great to be back, even for, just a brief time. I love it here. I love the people here, always have. Spent a lot of years here. Put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place. That took a lot out of it, too.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, those of us who are still here have been holding on to your coattails because
Yes,
you set the standard.
Well, you've lived up to any standard that I might have set. You really did.
This is some fun video we're looking at right now, by the way. We had a little bit of a party earlier this afternoon. A lot of folks, some familiar faces there. Bill, you got to see a lot of people helping to celebrate today. What was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. Thanks to Leanne Bowman who put this all together, and I mean, she just did an amazing job of bringing all of these folks together, and I appreciate it so much. It was so good to see all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you some more.
My favorite subject.
Yes, and mine too, for sure. But let's talk about going back. Let's turn back the hands of time. Growing up in Missouri.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, I remember a very happy childhood. Very happy childhood. I grew up in a little town about 3,000, Butler, Missouri. I was the only kid in the family, and but it was just a great place to grow up. It was a great place to be.
I heard that maybe you wanted to be a preacher when you were younger and kind of fell into the TV business.
That was my original plan. When I was 16 years old, I made a commitment to be a full-time worker in the church, a pastor. Went to a school, got my degree in Bible. But when I was in seminary and graduate school, I said, I just can't do this. Something came over me, I just couldn't do it. So I stumbled into a radio station because I'd been in radio stations as a singer and doing various things. I thought maybe I could do that. And I walked in and said, I want a job. They said, what can you do? I said, I can be an announcer. They said, well, we need one. So they auditioned me, hired me, put me on the air that night. And I was awful.
I don't believe that. No.
It was bad.
Well, we are going to pick up where we leave off right here real quickly for a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we will have an update on one of Bill's lasting legacies, the Mission of Hope. It's all because of one story he did about poverty in rural Appalachia. But as we go to break, here are some well wishes for our birthday boy, Bill.
Hey Bill Haslam, happy 90th birthday. As a kid growing up in East Tennessee and somebody who's lived here all my life, I have a deep appreciation for all you've meant to our entire area. When we think about Tennessee roads leading straight to the heart, Bill Williams is who we think of. Happy birthday, we're so grateful for you.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Bill. We will always love you.
What else? You just had taters last night? That's all you had?
That is a report from one of Bill Williams' most important contributions to our area, the Mission of Hope. The Mission of Hope is now one of our area's most successful nonprofits, helping to deliver food, clothing, and toys to families in poverty-stricken areas of rural Appalachia.
And it all came about because of one of Bill's stories that touched one woman's heart.
And we remind you, the need is still there.
It was a story about the hunger for hope in rural Appalachia, where hunger was plentiful, but hope was lacking.
We just felt like the Lord was holding our hand and walking us down a path on where He wanted us to help children.
Bill Williams' story touched Julie Holland.
And it talked about the plight of the people in rural Appalachia. And I just couldn't believe it. So I went up there to look for myself. I met kids that they didn't have, the right shoes to wear. They were going hungry at night. They lived in, some of them, like cardboard shacks. It would be something you'd see like in a third world country.
Holland credits Bill with planting the seed that grew into the Mission of Hope, a light for families at Christmas and beyond.
Some kids would tell him they only had taters to eat the night before, and I would see tears in Bill's eyes. He was just, Bill has a heart. He really does.
Illness forced Holland to step back. So in 1999, Emmett Thompson was named executive director.
Bill Williams, took me and just held my hand.
David Heatherly took over after Thompson retires.
Bill Williams has changed lives. If it hadn't been for Bill Williams, the Mission of Hope wouldn't be more than probably helping 300 people a year. And we wouldn't have had all the scholarship programs and the medical care and the extensions on the homes. And even, I think they even got somebody a home.
Shyla Baker also knows the value of Mission of Hope. She's a recipient of its scholarship and is now a teacher at the elementary school she attended.
It is very much a full circle moment for me. And now I'm in the same classrooms that I was lining up in to go to the gym and see Mission of Hope. And I'm lining my kids up and I'm getting to see them get excited for the Christmas program and for the back to school supplies. And it is so rewarding.
Shyla wants people to understand the importance of those Christmas gift deliveries to the schools and what they mean to the children who find few, if any, gifts under the tree.
My endless gratitude to be expressed for him, because it takes people like that with those core values. He's a huge reason why I'm standing here today and why my kids have hope as well.
Well, you heard her there. Shyla Baker now teaches at Black Mountain Elementary in Harlan County, Kentucky. And every year, she and her students write thank you letters to the Mission of Hope. And the Mission of Hope, of course, delivers to nearly 30 schools each year now. School supplies are going to be collected later this summer.
Did you ever think, when you did that story so many decades ago now, let's think about it, that this would have been the result?
Absolutely not. Never thought that. Never imagined that. And we were just doing it, one family, one group of families at a time. And Julie Holland showed up, and I remember the first time she went up to the mountains. She got her husband and her friends and her church all involved, and they loaded up a truckload of stuff to take to, I think, 150 kids. So last Christmas, I think the Mission of Hope served 17,000 children. Thanks to Julie Holland, thanks to Emmett Thompson, who came on as executive director and did a wonderful job for 20-some years. And, building and building and begging and begging and giving and giving. And it all happened because a lot of people cared and reached out. Thankfully, I was a focal point. I got it started, but there was a lot of help to make it become what it is.
What is it like to see Shyla Baker, who was a kid who received some of those toys, and now she's a teacher on the other side helping other students?
I did not know that. I was glad. I'm so thrilled to see. That's wonderful. Yeah.
You did the story, and yes, Emmett and a force of people have been a part of pushing it forward, but you've always been there. You would continue to tell the stories. You would go back to those communities and continue to tell the stories, because these were stories certainly you felt needed to be told.
Somebody asked me, I think you asked me earlier, when did I retire from Channel 10? Actually, I retired the first time in 2000. Then I came back in 2006 for about a year when Ted Hall left and went to Atlanta. And then I retired maybe 7, 8 years ago, because I kept doing Mission of Hope and Monday's Child and some other things, because these were important things to me, and the need would continue, and I didn't want to leave them alone. I wanted to continue help.
And boy, the help that you have extended to so many through the words, the written words, through the stories, through the interviews. I know I speak for countless people who've been touched by Mission of Hope. Thank you.
It took Bill Williams to inspire our community to respond
Absolutely.
the way that it has.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I was perhaps the spark that lit the fire, but people responded. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people responded so that we could serve thousands of kids in the mountains.
Well, thanks so much, Phil, for that memory. We appreciate that. Meanwhile, fans of the University of Tennessee Pride of the Southland Band, hey, they know how special Bill is as well. We will have more on his work with the famed marching band coming up.
But first, more birthday wishes for our birthday boy, Bill.
90? You don't look a day over 89. No, buddy, I love you, Bill Williams, and you know it, and ain't a thing you can do about it. Happy birthday, brother.
I think today is a big day for you. Is that your birthday? I bet it is. I know it is. So, happy birthday to you, buddy. Take care. Until our lines cross sometime, catch one for me.
Happy birthday, Bill Williams. I hope you have a fabulous day. Love my years on the anchor desk with you.
About, by the way. How did you become the voice of the band, Bill?
You know, I'm not sure. No, I remember. The former voice of the band got a job in another, somewhere else. I can't remember where. But so he was leaving. They needed somebody. And Bob Kessling, of course, my very, very good friend, does play-by-play for UT Sports. And he suggested to the band director that he contact me. Well, he did. He contacted me, and I was very interested. He asked me if I would do it, and I said I would. And so I did. It was one of the best gigs I ever had. I loved that job. Oh, I loved it.
And you traveled with the band.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
a
did.
matter of just being in Neyland doing the job. You were going with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so talk about how your work here translated there, because you were announcing, reporting, anchoring here, and then you really take that capacity in another way to the football field.
Oh, I'm not sure there's a real connection, except the fact that I was used to copy. Used to reading stuff.
Exactly,
And that's what I had with the band. I had stuff to read. But I had to watch and be very careful to time it with what the band was doing. I knew when the flag bearers did a certain thing that's when I should say this. And so it got a little complicated, but I loved it.
Did you ever mess up?
You know, I don't think I did.
I would be surprised if you ever did.
But Bill, you were musical yourself. You
Yes.
play instruments, so there had to be that interest for you, right?
I'm a pretty good piano player. I've been playing piano for a long time. And I'm relearning how to play the violin. I was real good back when I was a late teenager. Laid the violin down for some reason, but I picked it up about 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm relearning. I'm not near back to where I was, but I'm getting there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be playing violin in church this coming Sunday with my teacher and with a cellist. So we'll have 2 violins, a cello, and a piano on the piece we're going to do.
So it's never too late to pick it back up then.
Right.
All right. Well, Bill, more with you coming up, but first we have some more birthday greetings for you. Take a look.
Okay.
I really wish we could be there with you. However, we just finished a game here in Charlotte for the first round of the NCAAs, and we're going to be here for a couple more days, it seems, which is a good problem. But on behalf of the Pride alumni, the faculty, staff, the current band, we just want to wish you the happiest birthday and just say thank you for all you've done for the Pride of the Southland Band over the years. As an announcer.
Right now at 4:30 on 10 About Town. Well, much of East Tennessee was buried under snow. The mayors of Knoxville and Knox County spent time out of town. We'll tell you where they were while you were digging out in this 10 Investigates report.
And during the Vols NCAA matchup last night, our sports director was caught having a little fun. We will show you what Karthik Venkataraman was up to.
And the rain is on the way, folks. Don't forget your umbrellas as you head out the door this evening. I'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Welcome back to 10 About Town. I'm Bill Williams.
And I'm Robin Wilhoit, and I am so excited to have my good friend sitting right next to me. When's the last time we were here? Is it
2006.
That's right.
In November or December 2006, you and I were anchoring, although I was there and you were here, so I'm very confused.
I will keep you on track. How's that? But we can't let it go that long again, okay?
No, let's do it much sooner.
Let's definitely do that. But once again, we are so happy that Bill is with us so we can celebrate his 90th birthday. We begin this half hour with another look at your forecast.
Meteorologist Cassie Knoll joins us now. Cassie, you're tracking some rain.
I'm tracking some rain, Bill, and I can't even begin to tell you. I just got goosebumps. If I start getting misty, that's it. Todd would have loved to have been here today. I'm so sorry he could not be here with you this afternoon. Let's take a look at that forecast, though. We've got scattered showers on the way from downtown Knoxville. It is 74 degrees. It is mild. It is somewhat muggy out there, and here comes the rain up from the south. These scattered showers, once they arrive, are going to be here throughout the entire evening, lasting overnight and even into the beginning of your Saturday, too. But here's the good news. Your entire Saturday is not looking like a washout. This is how things may look at around 7 a.m., but we're going to see that rain moving out quickly from west to east as we go throughout the morning, and by the afternoon, we'll start to see some sunshine here and there. It is going to be a cool and breezy day, though, for your Saturday. Winds could gust as high as 25 to 30 miles per hour, and highs will stay in the 50s. We're back in the 60s with sunshine for our Sunday. Back to you, Bill.
I knew it for record-breaking snow fell in Knoxville in January. And during or right after the storm, the mayors of Knoxville and Knox County were out of town. Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs went to Iowa to campaign for President Trump.
And Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon was in Washington, D.C. on city business. 10 News reporter Vinay Simlot dug into email and phone records from the mayors and joins us with what he's learned. Vinay?
Robin, Bill, to put it on a timeline for you, the county mayor's office says Jacobs left for Iowa on Saturday afternoon, January 13th. Snow started on Sunday, and he was gone through most of Monday. Mayor Jacobs came back Tuesday just before 2 p.m. On Wednesday morning, the city of Knoxville says Mayor India Kincannon arrived in Washington, D.C. on city business. She returned to Knoxville that next Saturday. Mayor Jacobs' office says when the mayor planned to travel to Iowa, snow wasn't expected. In addition, the mayor had made a commitment to a former president of the United States and the top Republican presidential candidate in the upcoming election. He felt that it was imperative to honor that commitment if at all possible. 10 News asked for emails and text messages from the mayor during that time. He's seen in group chats reacting to updates from county staff. Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon went to D.C. on Wednesday after Mayor Jacobs returned. Her office says the trip was important to maintain relationships with federal partners and cited the $43 million federal grant Knoxville just got. The mayor's office says she participated in phone calls, emails, and Zoom meetings while she was away, and we'll dive into those emails and text messages from the mayors tonight at 6. Robin, Bill?
All right, Vinay, thank you.
The Vols pulled out a huge win last night in the opening round of the NCAA tournament, and our sports director, Karthik, the gentleman, was caught on camera having a little fun.
Yes, he was. Karthik was dancing on national television last night. Okay, that's him in the upper left of the screen if you look. There he's going, there he's going. After Frank DeLuca called him out, Karthik posted, he's vibing. Karthik will be live from Charlotte on 10 News at 5 and 6, looking ahead to round 2 of the NCAA tournament.
A lot of people were manning the spatulas this morning at the John T. O'Connor Senior Center. Even more were feasting on the pancakes they were flipping.
What else are you excited for? Some pancakes? And
The
some
annual
syrup?
Pancake Fest fundraiser is back. Local celebrities and civic leaders, including Robin, John, and Brittany, manned the griddle to serve up hot cakes and sausages. And for all you could eat for just $5, it wasn't a bad deal. The money raised helped support programs at the center. Staff members served around 1,800 seniors every year.
I told John he does not need to be manning the griddle anymore. All right, we are still following breaking news. Princess Kate has been diagnosed with cancer. She is now undergoing chemotherapy. We will continue following the story tonight on 10 News at 5 and 6, while including why it has taken the royal family just so long to release the news. All right, with that, look who has joined us. The man who is not the greatest at flipping pancakes.
You definitely called me out today and right now, Robin. Thank you. BW, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
As we've said throughout the 4 o'clock broadcast, we are celebrating the number, but we are so appreciative of the man. You have changed lives across East Tennessee and been such mentors for so many people. Robin and Brittany mentioned it, to young to old, and your work is just extraordinary. So thank you.
Thank you so very much.
And we want to talk about some of that work, Robin, now.
That's right. One of Bill's greatest legacies. It involves hundreds of families across East Tennessee and beyond.
There are big kids, little kids, happy kids, thoughtful kids, all kids who need a home.
All kids who need a home. Another significant impact Bill has had on our community is Monday's Child. And for sure, back in 1980, you started introducing people to foster care children, and our audience responded. It was all an effort to find them some permanent homes.
And the very first story we did on air, because of Bill's then photographer, Newt Danley, and his wife, they decided they wanted to give a child a home. We talked with Newt on Zoom recently.
Really?
When we shot the first one, it was at a park in just, I think, north of the station. There was 4 kids, 4 students, and Tim was the very first one that we taped. And I just fell in love with the guy. He was 12 years old, and we didn't have children, thought that we weren't going to. And so I talked to him quite a bit that day. He didn't make it on the air. We made arrangements with Children's Services to bring him into our home.
We meet him again at the park where he comes to our home for the day. And I said, let's do this. And probably 2 weeks after we informed about Tim and started the process, he was in our home permanently.
Yes.
They do not move that quickly now.
My memories of Bill, and especially with the Monday's Child, I want to wish him a happy 90th birthday. And I look forward to doing this 10 years from now.
Bill, what do you think of seeing that?
What I think of
that family and all the families that
I didn't
you've
understand
touched.
what you said. Just an amazing family.
Mm-hmm.
Just an amazing. Newt and Patsy just gave themselves to Tim, and made a wonderful, wonderful family there.
And as we understand, Tim now has a child
He does.
of his own. And this is true, again, for hundreds of Monday's children across our area. In 1981, you introduced us to 5 siblings who were looking to go to a forever family together, and they did. This is the Munn family, and they stepped up for that adoption today. Fred and Diane live in Cumberland County. Their children are spread out across the country, and we also caught up with them recently via Zoom.
Wow.
I know over the years, Bill had hundreds of kids adopted through Monday's Child, and I'm sure that all of those families had life-changing experiences, but ours was a humongous life-changing experience.
And you can't give them back, so they're stuck with us now.
Yeah, that's right. But everybody is educated and through school and out in the world and doing well, and we just love it, and we love Bill, and we wish him all the best on his 90th birthday.
How about that?
Wow.
How about that? That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
And so difficult to adopt one child, that many children at once for one family.
And there's one other family, let me tell you about. Later on, we got a sibling group of 10. 10 children were adopted in one family, and they lived happily ever after as well. So,
You know, I think when we cover stories, we oftentimes take something from it. You did 1,500, up to 1,500 Monday's children's stories.
Yeah.
What did you take from that whole experience of telling these stories and changing these children's and these families' lives?
What was amazing to me was that all the people who opened their hearts and their homes to these kids. That was the thing about, again, as we pointed out, these were special needs children who needed a special kind of care in every case. And these families opened their hearts to these kids. And that just thrilled my heart, because there were people out there like that, a lot of people like that.
Again, the spark for Mission of Hope, the spark for Monday's Child. You lit the flame, Bill Williams, and we appreciate your work for that. Coming up, a few more well wishes for the birthday boy.
Happy 90th birthday, Bill Williams. I'm Lamar Alexander. You've helped keep us informed. You've helped keep the Smokies beautiful. We Alexanders wish you a wonderful, happy birthday.
Bill, I want to celebrate and congratulate you on your 90th birthday. It's amazing to me the impact you continue to have on the people here in East Tennessee through your friendship, your charity work, and all those years on Channel 10 when you brought everybody the news, good or bad. So again, congratulations on your 90th birthday. Get ready. You've got many more to come, so enjoy the day.
AIDS was just something that no one was talking about except for our own Bill Williams. He hosted a series of stories to help people understand that disease. Bill, it was very powerful. This was particularly a topic that was close to your heart.
Yeah, it was.
Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. My son Mark was diagnosed with AIDS early on in 1987, I think it was. He later died. He died in 1991. But I realized the impact it was having on his life and on all people who. Mark was gay, and of course it was wasn't completely confined to just gay people, but certainly there was a preponderance of the people who were affected by that disease. But I needed to do something. I needed to find out about it. I needed to research it on my own, and doing so, I realized this is something that the public need to know.
What was the response to your reporting?
It was very positive. It really was. It kind of surprised me, because at that time people were a lot more critical of people who lived who were gay or lived with AIDS, but it was fairly positive. It really was.
Well, as we see, your reporting, Bill, really spanned so many subjects and so many important pivotal moments in our community's history, and because of that, I want you to know that not only is this your 90th birthday, it is also Bill Williams Day in the city of Knoxville.
Wow.
I've got the official proclamation in my hand. I'm just going to read a portion of it at the end that Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon has signed, and it says, as Bill Williams enters his 9th decade, we consider his remarkable legacy and how much he has given to Knoxville and East Tennessee straight from the heart, and express our thanks and appreciation.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Well, you have now a proclamation a day, and we can't forget you also have a street named after you
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
We love to talk the street where our station is right now.
Yeah, I was going to say you drive on it every day.
Yes, we do. Our business cards have your name. All of our business cards have your name. It gets us in the door. Let's talk about something that's something you have beloved for many years, and that's fishing. You and I have had an opportunity to fish together, but you started a fishing tournament with a purpose and a cause. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Well, actually, I didn't start it, but it was started by the Saratoga Club, and they asked me to put my name on it.
There you go.
And so I did. That goes to Saratoga Charities. We've been doing that. I think we're in, 20, 21, 22 years, something like that.
And for our viewers who don't know what Saratoga does, how would you explain their work in our community?
Well, they reach out to several charities, actually. Children's Hospital is one of them. There are several. They proportion the funds where they're needed and best needed. So it's certainly worthwhile. But we have a good time. It's always the last Saturday in March, which can be interesting. Last time the wind was blowing about 50 miles an hour. The time before that, I think the high temperature was 25 that day. But you never can tell.
Hey, it's March in East Tennessee.
Exactly.
And there will be another on it's the 30th this year.
The 30th,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, so get out there and support them.
Blast offs at sunrise and weigh-ins at 3 o'clock.
There you go.
Well, one of the other things that we always love to talk about is you've always got some great socks on, Bill. So can you show us what socks you're wearing today?
Good sock
They're
game
always
here.
special. Now, what do these say? Oh!
What, I'm not really sure. It took 90 years for me to be this good.
I mean, that is perfect. We love it. Well,
Go ahead, Brittany.
we also, we can't forget, you've had so many people who are wishing you well. We can't forget Margie Eisen. She was unfortunately not able to be here today, but she did post something on social media that we want to show you.
Yeah, saw this on Instagram last night, and Bill and I were talking about it, and a couple of terrific shots of you two. How big an impact did she have on your life, Bill?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, we were number 2 in the market in 1978. And Bob Selwyn, who was news director at that time and was here earlier, came over from Asheville to be with us, and thank you, Bob, for doing that. Bob Selwyn hired Margie away from Channel 6. Channel 6 was #1, we were #2. She came to work in April of that year, and in May, in the May book, we pulled even. The November book, we had 46% of the audience, and they had 30%. And Margie brought the people, and we kept them once she brought them over here.
Of course you did. I mean, remembering that exactly, that shows you, yeah. Bill, you knew when you became #1. You were not going to forget that. That's for sure. We love that. Well, stay with us. We'll be back with more Bill Williams on 10 About Town.
birthday, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you all have done. Thank Leanne Bowman for making this happen. Thank you so much. And everybody that was here, you thrilled my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Stay with us. 10 News at 5 is up next.